Hello everyone and welcome to our quarterly video on the SAP IBP release. Today we'll have a look at the November release of 2025. My name is Sander and I'm here with Shreyas and we're both experts in supply chain planning working at Flexso. Today we'll have a look at 4 interesting features in the 2511 release. The first of which is safety stock management in characteristic-based planning. Then Shreyas is going to take you through the wondrous world of AI and the improvements made in IBP. Next, master data management. There is a new version over there. And then finally, scorecards, the enhancements on scorecards. We'll start with the safety stock management in characteristic-based planning. As you all know, characteristic-based planning is a hot topic. The last few releases we got new improvements, new features over there, and this release is more of the same. Now planners are given a way to optimize their safety stock management by leveraging key characteristics. They can control inventory levels more effectively, improve their service level with the same inventory level, or maybe even less inventory. They can balance their working capital, reduce obsolescence stock. Basically, if your safety stock is managed well, only good things happen. If you're interested in this feature, SAP provided a video on their YouTube channel, which I highly recommend you watch, and which will be linked in our presentation. If we have a look at an example, typically what will happen is safety stock is managed on a high level and then disaggregated to the lower level, which leads to either a decreased service level or too much stock. In the example below, we use potency as a key characteristic and we divide the market in a high potency and a low potency market or a medium potency market. Naturally, we're going to increase safety stock on the high potency market, which leads to a better service level without having to increase the safety stock on our medium potency market. As you can see, this is an interesting feature and definitely something that improves characteristic-based planning. And I'm looking forward to the next releases because characteristic-based planning, I expect new things to come there.
Indeed, as you said, it's definitely an interesting feature. Moving ahead, we talk about the AI improvements. As we know from the past few releases, SAP has been significantly taking a step to increase the capabilities of AI within IBP. So we will talk about that a bit more. First thing is we'll talk about some enhancements made for the Joule, the planning assistant. Then we go about the AI-assisted analysis for forecasting inventory, some enhancements over there. And finally, the new AI feature for your supply plan optimization. First thing is about the Joule, where now the enhancement is that you can actually ask Joule to share content for you, which is now more easier. Otherwise, it was a bit more of steps that you had to do, but now it's as simple as you just heard it. Second thing is an enhancement for your inventory analysis. To give you a short overview, you could get a description of AI using this. Basically, you can ask, okay, why was the safety stock recommended at this period like this? And it gives you a detailed explanation of why the system actually did that. Just to know that this was in the earlier release in an adopter phase, and now it is generally available for all users with the relevant license. Going ahead, we have a new feature that is being introduced in this particular AI analysis. This is exclusively for your Planner Workspace, where there is a hyperlink provided where you can directly go to your supply chain network diagram. So not only can you see your plan in numbers, but also now in descriptions as well as a visual diagram of the same. Going ahead, now we have also the same way we have AI assisted forecasting results. Again, it was in the early adopter phase and now you have it in your general access. So having the right license, you will already be able to access this cool feature. Next, what is something new in this release is the extension of this AI capability to also your supply plan. What is different from AI assistance in demand and inventory is that was more of a static description of your results, whereas now you will actually talk to Joule and ask, why is your plan like this? And it gives you a detailed description based on the IBP data model and the data itself. So very good enhancements in the field of AI for IBP again in this release.
AI really is something else, isn't it?
Yep.
Next feature is a smarter way to manage master data. So in the previous release, SAP already introduced a way to manage master data in the Fiori apps. But let's be honest, it was a bit technical, it had a very technical approach, and it was, in my experience, lacking a bit of user friendliness. That's solved now with the new version of Manage Master Data, where they focus on the planning area, on the versions, on the master data relations. Basically, they go from a technical point of view to a business user point of view. Users can collaborate easily by sharing standardized views. And for me, a very interesting feature is the explore parent-child connection. So basically, if I'm a user and I want to drill down or analyze a certain, let's say, production source, I can tell the system, this is my production source, give me all master data that is related to this specific production source, just within a few clicks. Finally, this was already available in the technical version of the Manage Master Data app, but again, users can personalize their experience with customizable columns, groupings, filters, and whatnot. So, no rocket science from a technical point of view, but from a business and user friendliness point of view, it is a huge improvement. Again, a video provided by SAP, which gives you a short overview on the topic. Highly recommend you watch it, and it will be linked in the description below.
Great. It's good to see that to be able to use IBP, which is a powerful tool with such ease, is interesting and it's very appealing for all the users. Going ahead to our last topic for the day, which is the scorecards for Planner Workspaces. This is again something that was introduced in the previous release, and now we have some more enhancements for the same. Short overview, it's going to be a visual board of your KPIs that can help you compare different scenarios for your what-if analysis. What you could also see is that you can go up to 7 KPIs in that board, and say for example, you can give it a direction. If your KPIs are getting better with reduction in numbers, you could go for a smaller is better option. And this way you can also see that if a scenario is something that's most appealing and you want to go ahead with that, you can directly promote it from your scorecard. What are some of the enhancements are that you can now swap between columns and rows. So IBP gives you an option to view your data in a different way. So it's up to you, it's your preference how you want to see it, it's more appealing for you itself. The next one is the display of differences. In the previous release, for the deltas between the two scenarios, you could only view them in absolute values, but now you also have the option to select to view it either in absolute values or in percentages. The next one is reference scenarios. In the previous release, the baseline scenario was always the reference point and you use that to compare different scenarios. But now with the new release, you can set your custom made scenario as well as the reference point and use it to compare with different other scenarios, for example. So this could be very useful in cross-functional meetings like SNOP, where different teams would like to put up their different perspectives and use this in a very good way. Finally, it's about the KPI names. In the scorecard itself, you don't have to use the key figure names by itself, but whereas you can give it your own name for it to be easily readable. What's interesting is, for example, here you can see capacity supply key figure is being used twice as a key figure, but you have named it in 2 different ways. First, you put a filter on the key figure saying we want to see it for assemblies, and in the second case you say use the same key figure but you put a filter on sub-assemblies. So this is a very creative way in which you can go more detailed as well as diverse on a single scorecard. For the next, if you want to know more about this, there's a video released by SAP which you can go into and have a look. So with this we would like to conclude. Would you like to know more about this or us in general? Please visit our website and you can always reach out to us on LinkedIn or send us a mail. Thank you and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.